Good morning, my creative tribe. I just want to come to you with the survey that everyone has been filling out. There's a lot of anxiety and fear in the answers that I'm receiving, which is just breaking my heart. And I'm so sorry to hear that, you are so fearful in this time. I know there appears to be a good reason to be fearful, and people are dying, and that's not good. But there is also reason for optimism, and there is also reason for making some changes, and looking forward to some new things happening. Opportunity, with the right mindset, opportunity can pop out of the most worst situations. And I'm not talking about taking advantage of people when they're down. I'm talking about changing your mindset and actually giving, like I'm doing here on this group of creatively isolated people, giving you pieces of me, so that will help the pieces of you to grow creatively and get over this time. And I hope that the things that I'm doing are actually helping you. So a lot of the questions that came back said that you had fear, worry, anxiety, you were afraid of your isolation and what that isolation meant. You were concerned for your loved ones, especially young children, catching the virus, and also your elderly people catching the virus. And spending time with your family, which has been made very difficult now because we're not allowed to visit them. We're not allowed to spend time with them. You're also fearful because you are currently unwell. You have medical conditions, and that's something that I can really, really relate to. I've I've had a mother load of health conditions like you just don't want to know. I think there's a blog out there that's still running that lists some of them. But I hear you when it comes to being unwell. And I've got some tips for you to know about that. And a lot of you are worried about what you don't know in this most uncertain time. And I guess if there's a piece of advice that I could give you, one that's served me for many, many years, and that is control what you can control. So there's all these things happening around us that are out of control. We can't control the laws that the government is bringing down. We can't control whether people stay inside or don't stay inside. What we can control is within our own environment and within our own family and within our own household. And some of those households consist of just one person, and some of those households consist of lots of people. So each of your situations are very, very different. But you need to look at the things that you can control and work on those things. So if the government says that you can't leave your house, then you need to find creative ways to stay inside the house. You can't control that you can't go outside and do the shopping or visit your friends or have coffee, but you can control your attitude when you're inside of the house. Now, with young children running around and people, running out of ideas to entertain them, it's going to get tough. It's going to get really tough. But that's when we need to look inside and realise that this time together is like a new reset for us. It's a time where we can sit down with our families and we can love them more. We can spend time with them. We can choose the activities that we do with them, and they can be supportive and uplifting and loving, or they can be destructive and argumentative. I'm hoping that you'll choose love. I'm hoping that you will choose to take a deep breath the next time you're about to explode. I know what it's like with young children. Mine's grown up, so I don't have the same adversity as what you do, although my son, with all of his disabilities, causes me the same sort of frustration. And I find that when that happens, I just need to withdraw from him, have a bit of time out for myself, and then I can tackle whatever's going on. Which brings me to a point where is if you're pulling your hair out at the moment, it's probably because your tank is empty. Now, in the past, you might have gone down to the shops, had coffee with friends, you might have gone for a walk, you might have visited a museum or gone to a gallery. Those are the sorts of things that used to fill me up as well. But I can't do them at the moment. You have to tap into what you love the most. Now, for me, I love creating. I love making stuff. I love putting paint on paper. I love paper. I love paper. I love touching it, cutting it. Oops. Sorry. That's what you get when you put a camera on top of a tin that's empty and you move your hands around and then it all falls over. This is live. I'm not doing takes because I don't know how to edit. So you're getting the rawness of me here at the moment. So you need to find what fills up your bucket. And you need to start filling up your bucket. You need to start doing those activities inside of your house. It might be time out, it might be reading, it might be soaking in a bath. You need to let your family know, if you've got people around you at the moment, that mummy's just having a bit of time out or daddy's just, going to be away for a little while. And you need to withdraw and you need to do that thing that you love the most. Now, when you have filled up your bucket with that time, even if you've squeezed it in between cooking meals and playing games with the kids, you will have enough left in your tank to take a deep breath and to be able to manage everything that's going on around you. And that's probably one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give you with regards to that. Now, what else can I tell you? There's people out there who have pre-existing injuries, and I'm one of them. I've got arthritis all over my body. I've got a hip replacement and an ankle replacement and one on each side, so I sort of wobble when I walk, left to right. It's odd. So last year I struggled to cut the wood, for instance, with the tomahawk. The blows on my hands have been really, really sore, and I've been wanting to protect my hands because I'm creative and I don't want to damage them. But I decided last week, I think it was, when I started doing the wood, and my son was helping me with the big stuff and I was doing the little stuff, that the more I use my hands and the more I think about my mindset and change the way that I'm thinking about my body, the more that I can get done. It hurts. Yes, it does when I'm doing it. I'm not being silly about it. I'm not overextending myself. But what I'm doing is I'm doing a little bit of wood and then I'll go and sit down for an hour or two. Then I come out and I'll do a little bit more wood. Now, I've probably chopped enough wood now for winter. And there's still some more to do to finish off what we've got. But I'm proud of myself because I persevered. You need to stretch yourselves a little bit and do a little bit more than what you've been doing. So if you have medical conditions that prevent you from doing a lot of things that you normally do, think about the things that you can do. And do those things and just do them a little bit more and for a little bit longer each time you do them. But don't overextend yourself. Don't go, oh, this is great, I'm feeling good, I might just do this for an hour, and then just fall in a heap for 2 days. That's silly. That's silly. You need to know what your limits are, and you just need to do a little bit and build it up each day for a little bit more. So that's my advice to people who are having problems with their health. And the other thing is that I want to say is that you cannot change what you don't know what to change. So if you're ignorant of something, you need to ask more questions. You need to find out more stuff. So watching people like me telling you new things that you might not have thought about or new ways of looking at things, this could help you. Ask yourself questions. So I've been talking with Ashley this week, and he doesn't do that. He doesn't ask himself the questions. He just does what he thinks is right and then just walks away and takes no responsibility for it. And maybe some of your kids are doing the same thing as well. So I'm trying to teach him that he needs to ask himself questions about, should I leave it like that? Should I put it somewhere else? Should I put it away so the next time I go looking for it, it's not rusty in the backyard? Got a lot of rusty stuff in the backyard at the moment, and he can't find anything. Well, we're trying to, but it's a lesson, but we have to teach them how to do those things. And it's important at this time that we also spend time learning things. Now, take courses, do free lessons, read more books, ask more questions. The more that we put into ourselves and the more that we learn, learning is something that we can do for the rest of our lives. So I challenge you this week to go and find out something that you don't know. Go and do something that you've never done before, all within the confines of your own home. And come back to the group and give me your results. My phone's slipping again. Give me your results. Tell me what you've done. Show me what you've made. Tell me how you've stretched yourself. This group is for you. This group is about encouraging each other while we're isolated in our own homes. My background is my fancy storage for all of my stamps, papers, and things like that. I saved up for a long time to buy them, and they're one of my favourite things. To the envy of some of my friends, I cleaned out the local office works when I bought them. But guess what? You can buy them again because they've got them back in stock, and you can slowly build up your supply of them as well. There's nothing that we can't as individuals achieve. I believe that there is greatness inside of every single person. I want to look at you this morning and I want to tell you how incredibly amazing you are, and that there is nothing that you can't achieve if you set your mind to it. I do coaching, if that's something that you would be interested in talking to me about. I have friends who do coaching. I get coached myself. This life that I'm living, that I'm enjoying and that I'm loving wouldn't happen without coaching. It wouldn't happen without changing my mindset, and it wouldn't happen without me learning new things every day. So if any of those sorts of things interest you, just drop me a line and we can start chatting over the phone. But in the meantime, just be kind to yourself. Do something nice, make something different, and get back to me and let me know how you've gone. I can't wait to see what you get up to. Oh, and if you've got any more questions, let me know. And there are some questions that I haven't answered, so I'll be back to do some more of that soon. Bye.